there are a lot of stocks that have been publishing good earnings reports that are even better than the results that they had last year. And as you all know, last year also, we've seen the country as a whole start to open up and start to recover from the lockdowns and the entire hit, the economic hit of the pandemic. Companies that have good earnings that are performing well right now, I do believe you should pay a lot of attention on them, especially the ones that are cheap, especially the ones that are battered, especially the ones that are oversold. So you can also connect this to technical analysis. Hey guys, so over the past few weeks, we've been talking a lot about dividend stocks and the ones that would give you quite a good yield. That being said, also, if you are not into dividend stocks and you like capital appreciation, if you look at the Philippine market, it seems like a lot of the stocks really haven't moved, or they have been sideways for quite some time, or they would go down, hit a support, bounce back up again, and then once they start hitting a larger amount of resistance, they start to retrace back again. I don't know when the next bull market in the Philippines will happen, because we've seen it in crypto, we've seen it in stocks in other markets around the world perform better than the Philippines. I don't know when the next bull market will happen, but what I do know and what I've seen and what I've been doing also ever since I started investing is I have a plan regardless if the market will be bullish or not, because we don't know when it will happen. But what we can do as investors is to execute and do something way before the bull market will happen. I think there's merit for having other markets as well, because it will allow you also to maximize gains in other areas, especially the US market has been high already. I do believe that there's a shot also that other markets that have been lagging and underperforming are the ones that will have a shot to move up again. That being said, we've seen the Philippine market stagger downward. We've seen it also drop, and we've seen other issues really not perform very, very well. There are some that have started to rebound. There are some also that have been in continuous uptrends, but for the broad majority of the market, it really hasn't gone above the highs of 2019, or they really haven't gone above their prices in 2019, or even the all-time high of the Philippine market in early 2018. Now, what should you do as an investor? This is what I do believe you should look into. There are a lot of stocks that have been publishing good earnings reports that are even better than the results that they had last year. And as you all know, last year also, we've seen the country as a whole start to open up and start to recover from the lockdowns and the entire hit, the economic hit of the pandemic. We're seeing better results even from retail malls and even property development companies. It's been evident even for the results that Ayala Land has given out, and even for conglomerates. We've seen them give out good earnings results. And I think you should focus on that. We don't know when it will recover. We don't know when it will break out. We don't know when it will get out of the sideways market. We don't know when the bull market will happen. But we can quantify earnings. Companies that have good earnings that are performing well right now, I do believe you should pay a lot of attention on them, especially the ones that are cheap, especially the ones that are battered, especially the ones that are oversold. So you can also connect this to technical analysis. However, also, please do remember that since the market is not as bullish, and then we also have a lot of foreigners not participating in the Philippine market. I mentioned this in the video a couple of days ago that foreigners are net sellers for August. I think there's only one net buying day for foreigners in this month, and we're already in the middle of the month. And you have local institutions, majority of them also fully positioned in. The only shot we have for this market to go higher if there's an infusion of capital and if foreigners also start buying, and that's something that we have not seen yet. So I think the name of the game now is to somehow invest in stocks that have quality, but not just invest in stocks that have quality, but invest in the ones that foreign funds, foreign institutions would somehow rotate back into, and as they start buying them, you would see appreciation. You would see those stocks start to go up. And I think we've seen that also from even Ali, from 23 pesos per share, 24 pesos per share a couple of weeks ago, hitting 29 pesos right now. That's a good testament already of good companies, good fundamentals that have been just battered down. And even from 23 to 29, or to where it is right now, that gives you already a good spread for a small period of time, given the underlying fundamentals of Ali. And there's a lot more. I do believe that if you look at it from pure gold, even Meralco, which is giving out good dividends also for the year, but above and beyond that, it gives you predictability. It gives you a sense that you not just get capital appreciation, but you get dividends from it as well. So I think that's how you should attack it. The ones that are earning, producing, and the ones that have quality, even though the price, they're a bit laggard right now, they're the ones that you could somehow focus on. The lower it is, the cheaper it is for all of us. However, also, that's where patience and discipline and also not being attached to our emotions will also kick in and play in into all of this. Why am I saying this? When things are down and when things are battered and when no one wants to buy, that's the best time to actually buy, especially if you're buying something that's of quality, especially if you're buying something that's fundamentally sound. However, the problem with that is, do you have the courage to do something that a lot of people are not doing? Do you want to do it when it's not the popular thing to do? Do you want to do it while it's actually down and not going up and not as exciting? Because the tendency is we tend to come in when things are exciting, when there's no more bad news and when everyone wants to come in as well. But when that happens, it has already bounced from its lowest point. I'm not saying that you try to find the bottom or try to find the lowest point, but what I'm trying to say is, if you have a company that you know that you want to buy that's fundamentally sound already, that you know is worth getting into, and then you've already took the time to be able to invest in it and study it also, and you do believe that it will recover, and you do believe that at its current form also it's already undervalued, then those are the things that I think is worth getting into, no matter if it's scary. And you need to just have a timeline also, that you do believe that even if it does not perform in 2023, 2024, but it pops in 2025, it will compensate you for waiting in 2023 and 2024. It doesn't mean that you go full into the Philippine markets, because I do believe that there are opportunities also outside other markets as well. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I want to convey to all of you. If you are not into dividends and if you are not into trading, but you want to still make money from capital appreciation, there are opportunities to buy companies that are cheap, that are battered down, that foreign funds and institutions will come back into when the markets are bullish. I've seen this happen over and over and over again. And the difference between Philippine markets is everything is predictable right here. It's not like the US markets that there's a lot of choices, and it's easy for some of those also to be massively battered down just because of a sudden news item. Here, the good ones, they could drop, but they bounce back. And when they bounce back, they go back higher than where they were before. It's just a matter of having sentiments shift, and it's just a matter of what you're doing while it's actually down. And just a quick reminder also that money's made when everything's boring, when people don't want to invest, when things are scary, because that's a time when it's cheap. It happens in crypto, it happens in real estate, it happens also in the stock market. It's just that it's just so glamorized in the stock market because there's also a lot of volatility out there. But you know the ones already that have value, you know the ones that are worth getting into. And I do believe that should be your strategy on how you're supposed to somehow deploy your capital over this period of time. You could probably look at 2023, at least from a Philippine perspective, as a time of stacking, as a time of building a base, and as a time also of putting it in companies that do have quality. So there, just want to end this saying that there's opportunity right now, especially if you have taken the time to study. If you want to know more about everything that I talked about, check out the books that I've written down below. There are 5 national books or best-selling books. They're also available in Shopee, and you can get them anywhere around the Philippines. If you're not from the Philippines, I have seminars and webinars that you can enroll and you can watch wherever you are in the world. They're on demand, which means that you can rewind them, you can have notes, and you can watch them at your own convenience, at your own time zone as well. I talk about the basics of stocks, the basics of other investments. I talk about how to pick stocks. I also talk about how to time them using technical analysis. And if you've made it up until this time, appreciate it if you could like, share, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing. So that's it for now. Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon. God bless you. Bye.